President Biden dropping out despite having already won the Democratic Party's nomination. And a week later, well, we are now, as mentioned, just 100 days until the election, a countdown date that is now transformed with the energy in the Democratic Party, where just about anything Kamala seems to have more buzz right now. And many in the party are optimistic about how Harris is doing as the kind of new closer for arguments that have already been made tactically and effectively against Trump, for example, in 2020, when the Biden-Harris ticket beat him. Now, here are some of her notable interviews and moments over the years. Are you questioning people like a prosecutor or like a senator?
Both.
I am not going to be confined to Donald Trump's definition of who I or anybody else is.
A crime against any one of us is a crime against all of us.
This is not the first time in my life I've been called names. And it was predictable, sadly.
Do you remember which reggae star you quoted in your announcement speech?
Bob Marley.
Why did you quote "Get Up, Stand Up" in that speech?
Because it was all about saying we got to stand up for our rights. One attribute of true leadership is to have some sense of empathy.
So many of us have so much more in common than what separates us.
Those are just some of the moments we all remember. And here at MSNBC, we've been in the room for some of them. The campaign is using this new spotlight to also highlight what they see as some of Harris's not only strengths, but vision and fortitude, like her early advocacy for marriage equality. If you're watching right now, you might say, well, Ari, isn't that widely popular, especially for Democrats? What's the big deal? But it was back then actually more controversial when she used her role and power to advocate for it as California's Attorney General.
Hi, this is Dean.
You must start the marriages immediately.
All right, I will take that as our notice and license them.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. Have a good day and enjoy it. It's going to be fun.
I'm looking forward to it. Okay.
That was the clerk of Los Angeles, and I just told them that they have to start marriages right away.
There you go. Now we turn tonight to another Democratic star in California, the Veteran Assembly Speaker, former Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, now running for governor, and a California-based campaign veteran, Sheikh Homendouri, who worked for Obama and Kerry's presidential campaigns back when Villaraigosa was a chairman of Kerry's presidential bid and a convention chair. You guys have some experience. Thanks for being here.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And guess what?
What?
When Kamala married the two women plaintiffs in San Francisco, I married the two male plaintiffs on my last day of office.
How about that?
So we did it like an hour difference.
Wow. So California's back in the spotlight. You got to love that. The Democrats are ascendant. We know you love that because I just ticked off what you've done. What do you think has happened here in the last week? And was it inevitable? Was it automatic? Or are we actually living through something pretty unusual?
A tsunami of support for Kamala Harris and her candidacy. We've clinched the nomination. She's raised more than $200 million in that short period of time. President Obama and Michelle Obama have gotten behind her. She's on a wave, a tsunami. And I can tell you that we're going to ride that wave all through the convention and through November.
Yeah.
You could feel the energy in the campaign among women, among young people, among communities of color. And there's just this sense we can win this now.
Yeah. And, you can't judge people by how they look. I've always felt that way. And yet here you both are in your blue, your best Democratic blues.
We're Democrats.
And Mr. Mayor, you mentioned the money. We also have 170,000 new volunteers and over 100,000 new voter registrants this week. And I've told viewers, 100,000 new voters is a big number. The question is, will they really vote in 15 weeks? What do you see as the path here from a big first week to getting out 100 days?
A lot of hard work. This isn't a race for thoroughbreds. It's a race for workhorses, and I think you're going to see Kamala at her best. I've known her before she was San Francisco's district attorney, and I can tell you, in every office she's been in, she works her tail off. She's not afraid to roll up her sleeves and go at it. And you're going to see her in the next 100 days go at it. And you're going to see those volunteers. We're going to energize them. We're going to get them involved. That's the key here. Look, the country's evenly divided. We've known that for a long time. She's been able to reduce the margin. And I think we're going to continue to do that all the way to Election Day. But make no mistake, it's going to be a tough election and a close one. But I fully expect that Kamala's going to be on top at the end of the day.
Yeah. Che, politics can also be about timing.
Right.
Kennedy, Obama, they were sort of amazing and cool to begin with,
right.
And then that cool turned into a type of prestige and luster.
Right.
But that's only one on-ramp. I don't think it's a criticism of Kamala Harris, you talk about being a workhorse, to say that she held several posts and has had her ups and downs. Everyone knows she didn't win the primary. She dropped out of that race in 19 in the presidential race. That wasn't her biggest year. And yet the timing not only seems to be working for her politically, but I wanted to get your reaction to this collection of what we've seen online. You cannot really completely fake hundreds of thousands of young people sharing and posting and commenting. I mean, we've heard a little bit about, Russian influence campaigns, but at a certain point, either a lot of people are excited and it's measurable or not. And we're just seeing this onslaught this week. I think it's larger than even some expected. Take a look a little bit on TikTok.
This is the first time I have felt even a shred, a glimmer of hope since this election cycle has started.
Once you understand Brad, you can be the President of the United States.
She's going to become the first black female president of the United States.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Now it's time for the Democratic Party and the entire country to unite behind Kamala Harris so we can beat Donald Trump.
Kamala Harris will be our next president because there's too much on the line to stay on the sidelines.
Did the D.C. Democrats know she had this much cachet?
No, I don't think they did. I think it took everybody by surprise. I mean, Kamala Harris has entered this presidential race with a thunderclap. I mean, this week has been like, the scene in the movie Wonder Woman where she just walks across the battlefield and no bullet touches her and it bounces off. I mean, that is what this week has been like. I mean, she has brought energy and enthusiasm to the Democratic Party.